Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. I'm truly excited to have this special guest on with us today, Dr. Rachel Edoho-Eket, an amazing lady that's been blessed and fortunate to achieve some really neat things in her life and using those things that she's learned to help others in an amazing way. And so truly grateful to have her on and highlight her and her journey. So first off, Doc, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me, Chip. I'm very excited for this conversation today.
Well, let's go. Well, I know off air we talked about, your journey of some of those cool things that you've been blessed to achieve. But if you don't mind sharing a little bit about, your journey with the audience so they have an idea of who you are and what it is you do.
Yeah, so hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Edoho-Eket, and I'm a third generation educator. So teaching has always been a part of my life story. I've known I wanted to be a teacher from a very young age from watching my grandmother. She was a school librarian in Baltimore City for many years. And so education is definitely really important in my life. I also was a student athlete growing up. I played soccer. I was on the swim team. I landed finally on the track team and really just found my love there. And so I was a hurdler at that time. I was good enough to become an All-American in high school and then got a full scholarship to run at Temple University in Philadelphia, where I did that for 4 years. And then after I graduated, I went right into public education and have been there for the past 20 years. 10 of those years now as a school-based administrator. So I've been a principal for the past 6 years, and I was an assistant principal for 4 years before that. I really enjoy working closely with our students and our staff and our families, and I really get a lot of fulfillment and purpose from serving in that role. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Awesome. What are 3 things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
The first one would definitely be finishing up my doctorate. That's something that, you have like a lifelong goal. And that was something that I always wanted. And when my grandmothers, both of them passed away the same year in 2016, and that really, like listening to their life and their legacy, I knew I set that goal that I wanted to do that in memory of them. And so that is a big accomplishment. First, writing that dissertation and getting that diploma meant a lot to me. I also consider a success that I'm a wife and a mother. That's something that's important to me, to have a strong family and to be able to model the values that are important to us and to show a strong family structure. So I consider my family to be a success. And finally, I would say the work that I'm doing now. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm stepping out into becoming an adjunct professor, I'm writing courses. So I'm really proud of the work that I am doing outside of the school system, just branching out a little bit more so that I can be more impactful. So those are 3 things that I'm very thankful and grateful to have had the opportunity to do.
So cool. Well, just, hearing you discuss, your journey, hearing you discuss the things that you're proud of, all of those things got me tired. No, like all of the things that you're proud of, I would consider that to be hugely successful. So let's hit on success. What is your definition of success?
I would say my definition of success is setting a goal and accomplishing that, or at least taking steps towards it. That to me is success. But I'm also shifting my viewpoint on success, not just about attaining things, but do you have a level of satisfaction in your life? And if you don't right now, then how do you bounce back from that? So to me, someone who's successful can take something that's not working or something that might be considered a failure, bounce back, get over some obstacles towards where they want to be. So I don't think a success as a place that you arrive, but I do think that it's a continual process, and you're going to have those ups and downs. You're going to hit those marks sometimes, and sometimes you're going to fall short. And so success to me is your ability to learn from those opportunities or mistakes or things, and then how can you shift that forward in a positive direction. So that to me is someone who's successful.
So good. Well, what I want to do now is just kind of maybe throw some words or phrases at you, and if you don't mind, just talk about what comes to mind or to heart, if you will, as I ask you these. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I'm excited.
All right. So the first phrase, let's go with living and learning.
Okay, so when I think about living and learning, I think about hopefully everybody's life, definitely my life. The importance of learning helps us to grow every single day. I'm definitely someone that is always thinking ahead of what else could I be doing? How can I get better in something? I think that's definitely from my athletic background, and being that athlete. But it's really important to me to continue to get feedback from people. So just even last month, I'm new to my school this year. I sent out an anonymous feedback and I said, just tell me about how things are going, what's going well, what are my blind spots, and anything else. And it takes a little bit of courage to do that, to send an anonymous, especially about the principal. And, I'm thankful for that process because it allows me to be authentic and vulnerable with my staff. And they know that I am focused on continuing to learn and improve. So who can be upset at that? And I do take the feedback. You have to be in the mood to read it, but you take
Yeah,
the feedback and you learn from it and you get better. So,
that's good. I like that. So true. So, just hearing you talk about your athletic background, and looking at the success and things that you've done now. We talked about this a little bit off air. I believe that it teaches you transferable skills,
mhm.
right? So that's the word I want to throw at you now. The words, the phrase, transferable skills.
Yeah, when I think about transferable skills, I think about the value add that someone brings to the table. Each person
Mhm.
has different strengths, and the way that we are successful is by living in our strengths. I know that communication is a huge strength of mine. That's one of my Gallup strengths. And I use communication every single day in my life, personally and professionally. Maximizer is another one. So I really like to bring people together. And I learned that from being an athlete. There's lots of different personalities and people that we work with every day. How can we find out what their strengths are so that we can become better as a system and as a unit? So when I think about transferable skills, I think about the value added that each person can bring to the table to make something better.
So good. So good. Well, one of the phrases, my next phrase I was going to give you kind of went already into it, but I'll still throw it out there and I'll just go with communication in education.
Okay. So communication is everything. I tell people if you want to be a leader, you have to be able to communicate with every single person and stakeholder that's around you, be it a politician, be it your head custodian, be it a 5-year-old child, be it to a parent. So it's really important that we are able to adjust our communication as needed, so that everyone understands what's going on. We need to be transparent in our communication. And we have to be honest about what our needs are. That's something that's really important to me is advocacy. I serve as the president-elect of the Maryland Association of Elementary School Principals, and advocacy is a huge part of our work. So we are, with politicians, we're trying to get legislation passed that's going to benefit students and our staff members and families. So communication is an invaluable tool in my life that I'm always trying to get better with, the refining messages and just making sure we have different families that speak different languages. So
Yeah.
Just making sure that people have access to information is extremely important.
So good. I love that. I'm gonna share this one with you. I heard this one, and this is good. So, when you write the word communication, you write it down, and you actually look at the word. In the middle of the word, if communication is you and I,
I love that.
right? And
Yeah.
if in order to have great communication, it requires you and I, right?
Yeah.
It's not a one-way deal. It has to go both ways. And I loved how you detailed all the facets or people that would be involved in the communication and education, because I believe that you have to have an awareness to be able of all of that to be able to serve them effectively.
Agreed. And I forgot to say, listening is a really big part of
Yeah.
communication too.
Mhm.
Definitely in our role as teachers and leaders, people are coming with a lot of different perspectives, and we
Mhm.
have to be empathetic. We have to be open to those, and we have to figure out how we can incorporate some of the thoughts that other people have into our work so we can, continue to meet the needs as best as we can.
So good. Well, this last word I'm going to give you, um, I'm gonna pause a little bit, and then I'm gonna lean in and say, "Hey, this is the good one right here. This is the good one." So the last one I'm gonna give you is legacy.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite one. I talked
Mm,
already about my grandparents and their legacy that they've left for me. Legacy is the most important thing that we have. That's what I truly believe. And I know for me as an educator, a big part of my legacy is about how many additional educators and leaders can I help bring into the field. Because as we know right now, there's a large shortage of people. There's not people necessarily knocking down doors to become teachers and leaders. And so part of my work is showing the amazing parts of the job, talking about the great things about the work, and figuring out how to get people at different touch points so that they want to learn more about it through mentoring and coaching. And that gives me an opportunity to give back so much that has already given to me from my mentors and coaches in the past, people that really poured their time into me. So that's something that I'm really passionate about is legacy building and making sure that when I'm fresh and gone, that there'll be some fresh people coming behind me ready to serve.
awesome. Well, as we close, I'd love for you to get an opportunity to, share with the audience about the things that you have coming up and where they can go follow you and check you out and show you some love with all of the amazing things you have going on.
Awesome. Thank you again, Chip, for this opportunity. I'm
Of
really
course.
excited to connect with your audience. The easiest way to find me is racheledoeket.com, one word. And that has links to all my social media, but I am on Twitter at Rachel Edoho-Eket. I'm on LinkedIn at Dr. Rachel Edoho-Eket. I'm on Instagram at The Principal's Journey. And I just joined Blue Sky at Dr. Rachel Edoho-Eket. So I am trying to continue to connect with people across different platforms. I have a lot of great keynotes coming up. I'll be in Boston this weekend doing a keynote there about resilience, and then I'll be down in Texas at South by Southwest down in March. So I'm really excited about that opportunity.
That is so cool. Well, again, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles. Truly appreciate it. And I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much. You as well.
All right. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.